Good morning, everyone. My name is Mark Bina, host of the SmartTechCheck podcast. Today is Monday, November 13th, 2023. Fiverr Pro is a premium service on the popular freelancing platform Fiverr, designed to connect businesses with top-tier professionals. It offers a curated selection of highly skilled freelancers across various industries, ensuring quality and expertise. Fiverr Pro freelancers undergo a rigorous vetting process to maintain high standards of work. Clients can confidently hire pro sellers for a wide range of products, from graphic design and copywriting to web development and digital marketing, knowing they'll receive top-notch services. To discuss this new offering from Fiverr, I'm joined by Shye Spiegelman, General Manager of Fiverr Pro. So, Shai-Lee, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Glad to have you on. I'm thrilled to have you on. In all transparency, I'm a big fan of Fiverr. I've been using Fiverr, literally for years. I live and die by it, to be honest with you. But I'm curious about this new offering that you're jumping into. But before we do that, what I like to do is the people I have on the podcast, I like to talk a little bit about their backgrounds, and then we'll get into the crux of the topic I want to get into. So with that, let me bring up a slide on you. So talk to us about Shye Spiegelman.
Cool. Thank you for that.
Sure.
So I'm the general manager of Fiverr Pro for the last year. We'll talk more about Fiverr Pro, but basically it's the premium solution for Fiverr, catered for larger businesses and mid-sized businesses. Before that, I used to work for the Israeli government in different roles, mostly in digital transformation roles. So I was the CEO of Digital Israel, which is the Digital Transformation Bureau under the Prime Minister's office. And I was also the Director General of the Ministry of Innovation, Science, Technology. And before that, I spent many years in Microsoft. So basically, I spent high-tech, private sector, and then some public sector. And then now again at Fiverr, at the private sector, looking for roles that mainly do impact on people's life or businesses, things that matter. And that's what I feel Fiverr in general is, and Fiverr Pro specifically.
No, it really is remarkable because Fiverr has really been a disruptive capability, even before this Fiverr Pro offering you're going to talk about in a few moments. But it's completely changed the landscape of enabling companies with modest resources to do things on a professional level. I mean, if you kind of think about what the web did 25, 30 years ago, you could be a two-person operation. And if you had a really decent website, it makes you look a lot more professional and makes you look larger than the resources that you have. And you're doing that at a digital creative asset standpoint. So it's really interesting now that you're trying to spread your wings and go into the pro space that where much larger companies might find this kind of appealing and less. So I want to get into that piece because I think it's really fascinating. So let's talk about how Fiverr Pro, this new offering from that Fiverr has, is different from the general Fiverr marketplace, which is kind of, from my perspective, the Fiverr marketplace is kind of like a one-off thing. If I need a voiceover, if I need an asset, a specific focused asset, it's very kind of sniper oriented. But give me your perspective on how you differentiate it.
Well, first, you're right about the fact that Fiverr changed the world of work. So let's talk for a minute in macro and then go to the micro. We see the freelance movement. We see more and more businesses in all sizes and shapes using freelancers. We recently did a study with HBR, and we found out that 50% of the companies use freelancers, and 20% of their business or projects is done by freelancing. So the magnitude of the use of freelancers in all sizes of business is amazing. And then Fiverr is just there to help with this transformation and movement. Now, the Fiverr is a great brand, as you said, and you're working with Fiverr. The Fiverr marketplace or Fiverr core is intended to having a very, very large selections of freelancers of all levels and qualities, caters for very small and micro services, in some cases to larger. And it's an amazing platform, as you mentioned, really great. But what we did with Fiverr Pro is we realized that businesses, and especially when you go to a big, mid-size and larger, have very specific needs, and in many cases cannot find their needs in a very large marketplace. like Fiverr. So we can discuss few of the needs. They want quality guarantee. They want to make sure that any freelancers they take is a professional. So in Fiverr, you can have very high professional, very strong professionals, but you can have freelancers that are great value for money, but not necessarily professionals. Businesses do not have the luxury to search or to go through that. They want to make sure that every freelancer they hire will do the job in the level and quality that they need for their business. So that's something that Pro guarantees. Another thing that we learned is that businesses need sometimes high touch or white glove. I talk to customers. They say, I want someone to talk to who can figure out what I need, understand my needs, understand my business, and do it for me. So I don't have time to search thousands of designers, even if some of them are really great. I want you to recommend the top 3 designers that actually best for me, for my job, and let's continue from there. So we can provide, or we are providing, customer success managers and account managers for our customers that can help with that. So there's other different differences. We can go through that later, but basically we are catering specific needs and a solution, end-to-end solution for any outsourcing needs of businesses, so they can, Fiverr Pro can become their trusted partner in how they work with freelancers.
Now, and we're going to get into this in a little while. As someone who's run a large actually, in my career, I've run several large marketing organizations. To me, the safety valve that Fiverr provides is kind of like, if I need extra resources, rather than going out and buy, let's say I have most of my creative talent in-house, just say that, for example. But, companies are, tough times, the recessions, you have to sometimes, and by the way, marketing is typically the first group that's looked at in terms of how many people can we kind of downsize and perform at the same level. So, Fiverr, to me, especially now with this Fiverr Pro offering, creates like a safety valve. If I need additional resources, I can go out and get those resources. But the issue that most CMOs and heads of marketing will kind of focus on is continuity. How do I, let's say, for example, I have multiple marketing campaigns. I'm not looking for a great individual talent, but I want to have the ability to span over several quarters, and I want that creative talent to be consistent, so I don't have to keep retraining people or kind of bring them up to speed every time we bring them resource on. So how do you address the continuity issue?
That's a great question. First, to your comment, yes, we see a strong trend with marketers. A research we've done lately shows that 85% of marketers considered some kind of reduction in workforce due to the macroeconomic situation. And on top of that, if we put on the remote work / hybrid return to office policies, a lot of marketers considering to return or not return. So this issue also comes in place. So there's a lot of friction now, as we see, with marketing teams, and with that, but there are skill gaps or workloads. We feel that freelancers is the right solution for that. Now, going back to your continuity, I'm just trying to figure out my camera, so I'll be in the middle. Thank you. Continuity. So what we see is, when you work with professional freelancers, in many cases, our customers go back and back to the same freelancers. So we see very high percentage of our customers try freelancers, happy with the results, and then continue working with them on further projects. So it's a huge trend with Fiverr, high percentage of our customers. More than that, you can actually buy a subscription at Fiverr and then have like several projects. If you know in advance that you're going to have several projects, you can buy a subscription. If you don't know, in many cases, if there's good fit between the freelancers and the customers or the marketer, they tend to return. And also, freelancers love to work with customers they work with. The result was there's a good fit. The customer was happy with their delivery. So it's a win-win. So both sides really enjoy working together and keep working on additional projects. So that's something we see very strongly, and we encourage that. We're happy that our customers are happy and return to their freelancers. That means that there's trust being built here.
Right. Well, and the fact of the matter is that subscription element of your capability provides that continuity capability, because obviously if you've got a subscription with someone for 2 or 3 quarters, let's say, at the end of the day, that creates that bridge of continuity that, I was kind of describing before. Um, let's talk about the benefits of Fiverr Pro, and maybe in a little bit of detail to educate the audience on what this Pro offering is going to provide.
Okay, so that's great. So we talked about quality guarantee or quality certainty. So we have a new catalog, which we call Pro Catalog, which is built out of only professional freelancers that we hand vetted, curated, and handpicked for their skills and expertise. So all our Pro freelancers were, as I said, vetted for both experience. So they all have few years of experience, for their ability to work with businesses, for the SLA, for their service, levels, for their communication skills. So they were all vetted for that. So that's one thing that we provide, which is great, because businesses, when they choose pro freelancers from our catalog, they know that they are guaranteed to have the right professional level that they are looking for. The second, as I mentioned, is our high-touch white glove services, customer success manager for your accounts that can help you with matching, sourcing, managing, adding team members, anything you need that can help you accelerate your business and can help you with, making more out of Fiverr Pro. Another benefit that we provide is project management solutions. So we realize that in some projects which are more complicated, especially when there are few freelancers involved, it's getting too complicated for some businesses and do not want the headache or the overhead of managing a few freelancers on the same project, making sure they're on budget and time and that. And we provide project management services, which is really, really important for some of our customers. And I would say, last but not least, and we have a few more, but I don't want to be too long or too detailed, so our audience will be still interested and come and check. But I would say the last one is we were having collaboration tools. So when you want to manage your freelancers, it's really easy first to collaborate with your team on that project. So you can, build your project, build your team from, your members, your marketers, or your IT department, or whatever it is. So few members can be on the same project and work together and collaborate. But you also have like a really good place when you can actually see like a dashboard. You can see your project, your orders, your billing, your payments. So you can see everything in one place. So you want to manage few projects or few orders, manage the freelancers, see the freelancers that you used to work with, and choose from them. All that very easy in our dashboard platform. So basically, if I can summarize, it really now became an end-to-end solution. So anything you need for your outsourcing for freelancers in one place should be really easy to work with freelancers and find, source, match, manage, pay, etc.
And Shai-Lee, one thing I do want to you to go into a little bit of detail, maybe a couple of minutes of detail, is on the vetting process, because at the end of the day, marketing and creative talent is always an interesting kind of subject. Because in the old days, someone would in a physical world, someone would walk, if I want to be hired, if I was a graphic illustrator, I would whip out this nice leather bound portfolio. Oh, here's all the wonderful things I've designed, and then hopefully you get hired by someone. So talk to me a little bit about what Fiverr does to vet the talent that wants to go on to to take advantage of Fiverr Pro.
That's great. First, I would say that we are, help you in the process of screening. So we vetted our freelancers, but you still as a marketer can go in, choose 3 or 4 freelancers, interview them, ask them, so you can have another level of personal vetting or screening if you want to make sure what that fit to your requirements. So and many businesses do. But what we do is we have a professional evaluators in specific expertise. So we have designers and marketers and technology experts and data experts and so on. So we have really professional evaluators that go manually to each of the freelancers, look at their portfolio, look if in some cases it's really hard to look at portfolio because if you are a data freelancer, so there's no real portfolio. But if you are a designer, you can look at your portfolio. So if it's tangible, review the portfolio level and expertise, look at what they've done, look at their past history and past experience and notable clients. So review all of that. The freelancers actually submit an application with all the information, LinkedIn, whatever it is, whatever it needs. So that's one kind of vetting. And we make sure that all of freelancers have that level of, the right level of professionality that we require.
Right.
It's not easy to become
I'm sure it's a pretty rigorous process. I don't think anybody can just apply and you show up. You probably, you probably don't divulge it, but I suspect your acceptance criteria is not 100%. It's probably not going the whole way.
I can agree that it's not 100%.
Yeah. And that's a good thing. And that's
we want to make sure just more than that, if the freelancers already freelancers on Fiverr, so we also check the reviews, the ratings, make sure that they're fast, no limited number of cancellations, that their customers were happy with them. That's easy. If it's a new one, we monitor it very closely and we keep ongoing monitoring. So it's not a one-time thing. It's not just vetting and then, whatever. We keep monitoring to make sure that we keep the level of quality that we want to provide to our customers and that we guarantee our customers.
Right. Well, let's also talk about, from just a operational standpoint, finding the right freelancer for larger businesses. Again, that's the challenge. You're aiming for larger companies, small, medium businesses, probably some corporations that would like to have that kind of safety valve component of resources that allow them to, upside or downside, depending on what the economic conditions are. So any thoughts on, how does a company engage with Fiverr using this new pro offering to find that right freelancer?
Yeah, first, you're right. That's the biggest challenge. We hear from our customers, the biggest challenge always, like finding a full-time employee. It's really hard to find exactly what you're looking for. And we try to mitigate that challenge, but it's not easy. So first, I think I would say from the customer side, please have your really clear criteria of what you're looking for. Just saying a designer, not enough. So I think first step of customers who really understand their needs, what they want, what they're looking for, the budget they have, they want to pay more or less. So I think that's step one from the customer side that will ease the search, because if you just search a designer, you'll find such a huge amount of, potential designers, you'll get lost.
Right.
But that's just from the customer side. But on our side, we have 3 or 4 different ways you can search. First, you can search, write the skills you're looking for, the requirements, what you're looking for, and you get, we have a very nice catalog and listing, and you can easily see what you are. We're gonna try by our algo to provide you the most relevant results for you, and it's working greatly. So that's one way. The other way, as I mentioned, we have our customer success managers. So you can approach your customer success manager and say, this is what I'm looking for. He will ask a few questions to make sure you understand, and he will recommend 2, 3, 4 options, as much as you want, based on your requirements. And if you're not happy, you can get another list. So that's very easy, high touch, hassle-free. Another way of looking, we have a tool called Brief and Match. So you can write a brief, very specific brief of what you're looking for. This brief is being sent to different freelancers that we feel are relevant. It's automatically AI-based. And freelancers that see the brief and think that that they can be relevant for your project will approach you. So that way they really know what you're looking for, what's the budget, everything, and they will approach you. And then you can screen from the freelancers that approach you. And the fourth way, and there's a lot of different ways, but I'll just mention, the most common ones, is what I call our project partners service, which is our project management. If it's a bigger project, you can actually approach one of our project managers, and he will help you with the scope, writing the SOW, the requirements, and also source and find the right freelancer for your project. But that's basically when you need a larger project, because then you need like a very detailed SOW and requirements, and we make sure that and then we have a project manager that can help you with that. So that's 4 ways, few more. But
No, I mean,
that
that gives me great color. And what's remarkable about that is that, let's say a head of marketing needs a graphic designer. That graphic, you could find, hundreds of great graphics designers, but you may want to find one that has particular expertise in, let's say, chip design, because since I'm in the technology field, that's a very nuanced type of category. You might want to find You might want to find someone with expertise on the packaged goods side with food and things like that. That maybe a chip design creative illustrator might not have that kind of skill set. So the fact that you can kind of filter and sort and kind of zero in on individuals that have that kind of background, I think is fascinating.
Yeah, you're right. Again, not easy to find. You need to know what you're looking for. But then if you know what you're looking for, there's so many ways, as I mentioned, you will definitely find what you're looking for. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we only have a couple of minutes left. Is there any other, before we kind of end the podcast, Shai-Lee, is there any other kind of parting comments you'd like to make about the pro offering and, give some people some color to how to really optimize their use of it?
Yeah, I would say first is the world is changing, as we mentioned initially, and more towards freelancers. And if I were a marketer or a CMO or any manager, I would closely think how we're gonna manage my workload or my workforce for 2024. Now I'm in the planning of that. What's the strategy? And freelancers are part of it. So I'd strongly consider how to do it. And I think a global platform can help you with that. We didn't mention that you can find different cultural perspectives, tons of languages. You can find someone from a different time zones, and while you're sleeping, he can be working for you. That's another advantage. No, and actually, some of our customers, that's what they're doing. They bring the brief, and that person from Asia or other places in the world working for you while you're sleeping. So there's tons of ways to really leverage the freelance movement, and I think more and more businesses should do that and are doing that. And there's so many opportunities both to getting top talent. I think another change we see that really top talent becoming a freelancer, and you can find like top expertise. I'll give you one example before we leave. We have one of our freelancers that used to be a TV actor. And she decided at some point she doesn't want to be a TV actor anymore and became a green screen, doing in some cases voiceovers, in some cases some, commercials or videos for companies. She's amazing and it's working amazingly. And, think if you are a company, you can hire, some actor can do a video for you, like a tutorial guide, whatever you need. So this is kind of the freelancers you can actually find today on platforms like Fiverr Pro, but others.
Right.
And the opportunity is huge.
Oh no, it's amazing, and it's always been amazing. But I mean, to me, this just fine tunes the offering that much better. And the fact that people with modest resources like myself, or large companies that have much larger access to resources, that they can get things that are very. We should mention the fact that Fiverr is a very cost-effective solution. At least I have heard it be. Right. Without sacrificing quality. So anyway, I wish you folks a lot of luck with this. This has been great, Shai-Lee. Thanks for taking the time to join me for today's podcast. For our viewing and listening audience, thanks for making the SmartTechCheck podcast part of your day or commute. Please make sure that you hit the like and subscribe buttons at the end of today's podcast, or use these convenient on-screen QR codes to connect with me. You can also follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at @MarkVitaTechGuy. And until next time, have a great week.
Bye, Mark. Pleasure as usual.
Thank you again.